In some instances, the mother will even threaten the child. They will tell the child, keep quiet, or I will send you out of this house. I'll take you to your grandmother's house. You will never see me again. These are instances when the mother is married to a different man and the man is sexually abusing her daughter. Or her own husband, the father of the child, is doing it. Or one of her brothers, the mother's brothers, is doing it. And they don't want to bring shame to the family. But what about the shame that this young child is going through? The pain. They grow up having this kind of hate. They long for vengeance. What is vengeance? It's just to see that this person that did this to me, I want him punished. So they end up, they might never see that person again, or that person is dead, so they want to punish every man that comes their way. It is so difficult for them to have a stable relationship. It never goes our way. That's why you see the white people, when this kind of things happen, they take the children to counseling. They sit them down, they talk about it, they hear how they feel, they try to maneuver the feelings out of the child before they grow up. But in our case, they tell you you're lying. You're even lying. A 7-year-old will sit down and narrate a story pattern for you. He took me to his house, to his room. He removed my clothes. Then he touched this place. Then he did this. Then you tell the child you're lying. How can a 7-year-old create this scene in their head? You know, as an adult, you know that this child is saying the truth, but you never agree to it because you don't want the commotion. You don't want the what do you call it? People to judge you, to say, oh, where were you when all these things were happening? It is not about you as the parent. I know it hurts. There are some parents that want to kill someone to die, but it's not enough for you to just feel it within you. We need to take laws to the right places. We need to make the law change what it is about child molestation. A child, you can't molest a child and be left to be roaming around. You should be, to me, I feel you should die. You should be killed. It is worse than any kind of crime. Because if a grown person can go and rape a child, a 7-year-old, that person can do anything. They lack self-control. They don't have morals. They can do anything just to achieve their own. To me, I took this out of my book that I wrote, Something Deep. It says, childhood should be carefree, playing in the sun, not living in nightmare, in the darkness of the soul. I feel a lot of children from a very tender age, they live in nightmares. You see them waking up in the middle of the night screaming. You don't even know why they're screaming. They have scary nightmares. Why? A child shouldn't go through that. They're supposed to be carefree, happy, jolly every time. Child abuse makes you lack the capacity to form a stable relationship, as I said. Many abused children cling to the hope that, oh, when I grow older, I will escape all these memories and be free. And it doesn't work that way. I am a victim of child abuse, and so are a lot of people. And believe me, you never forget it. It especially when you try to create a new life. When you try to create a new life, when you try to start a life with somebody, doubts. You always doubt men as a woman. I don't know how men feel about it when they're being abused. But for a woman, I don't think after going through that at the age of 7, 6, you can trust another person, a man to be precise. Sometimes the moment somebody tries to touch you, you want to scream. You want to leave the room, you want to scream. Because it never leaves, it's there. You keep seeing the person's face. Children don't forget. Children don't forget. Parents should know that. I know a lot of people don't really care. They say when you grow older, you're on your own. But that's your child. That's what I just said. Abuse manipulates and twists the child's natural sense in trust and love. They grow up full of pain, outraged, hate, vengeance, confused. So in the end, they shut down and bury the feelings on the ground. You just shut down. You do a lot of things. You try, and you keep failing. Then you just shut down. And you say, I don't want to do it again. And people don't even know why. So these are things that parents, guardians, government need to work on. We can't just leave our society deteriorate like this. It has been happening. It's still happening. As I talk right now, somebody is trying to abuse somebody's child. Somebody very close to you. I feel the solution is for you to have a very close bond with your children. Just like emotional abuse. I feel if you are so close to your mother or your father, you can be able to talk to them and tell them, Mommy, this guy did this to me. The other person did that to me. We need to yes, we can have conventional families, but you need to remove conventionality in raising a child. You need to find ways this child cannot be close to another person other than you. Your child cannot be close to another person, not the house girl, not an uncle, not the grandmother or the grandfather. The child has to be close to you, either the mother or both of you, the mother and the father. The child needs to not be scared of you. Imagine somebody raping your child and then they usually threaten the children to tell them, I will kill you if you tell anybody. If you've built your child to be so close and strong-willed, you've given them all the right avenues to express themselves, this child will tell you. And in cases where these children cannot tell you, there are signs that you will see. As I mentioned, it's the same signs with emotional abuse. They withdraw. You see, in some cases, they will shy away from a particular person. They don't want to see that person. A 7-year-old or a 6-year-old running away from a particular person, you should dig deep into that. It's either that person is abusing them physically, emotionally, or sexually. If you see that your child's behavior has changed immediately, without any... When I changed, I was so bubbly when I was growing. When that incident happened to me and I changed, a lot of people said, oh, it's puberty, she's growing. She doesn't want to talk to people. She doesn't want to go to see her friends. No, I was afraid. I was afraid to step out of the house. I was afraid somebody can even see what I'm going through. So you need that bond. You need to pay attention. You can be a working mother. You can be a stay-at-home mother. You could be anything, but pay attention to your children's behavior. The ones that don't even say it is in between the lines. I'll read you a poem in this book. It said, it is really dark in here. Hello? Can anybody hear me? Can you pass by and notice what I have become? Can you listen to what I am not saying without making for yourself a conclusion? I need you beyond me asking. This is a child talking about people passing and their parents. This is talking about parents. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Can you understand what I'm going through without me standing in front of you to say, Michael removed my clothes, raped me, and soaked me into hot water, and flogged me and told me he's going to feed me to the pigs if I ever tell anyone. I feel a parent should know. Parents, we need to do more. There's no harm in being a protective parent, but not overly protective that you don't even see what is happening in front of you. Sometimes the overly protection that we give them makes them crawl into their shell and don't want to tell us anything. You have to find a way to be friends, create a bond, understand their psychology. Don't threaten your child. I can flog a child, but at the same time I will come back with a treat and make you feel like, oh, I'm so sorry, I was so angry. But you need your child to know that when he's wrong, he is wrong. And when he's right, he is right. Appreciate them. Tell them how they make you feel. As they're growing older, come back from your being grown to their age and grow with them in order to understand them. Prevent them from this kind of things, because it never goes away. Let's find a way to make the government make laws that will punish these people that do this kind of things. I'm personally working on a bill concerning this, and I hope and I pray that a lot of people will come together to join hands in order for us to stop this ridiculous, shameful act that we leave our children go through. So I hope these points can help you to see and guide your child accordingly. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode, and I look forward to talking to you about youth development, youth mentoring and youth development. I'm so passionate about the young generation, and I'm about to do everything and anything to make them become better than what we are. Thank you so much, and take care. Stay safe. Bye.